Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's me, Comic Crack. Um, Doing a quick video while dinner is simmering and cooking. I went to see the Winnipeg Comic Guru, Greg Harder, today. I'm on his mailing list, as are a lot of us in the Comic Addicts group, which I'm well aware of. So when that list came out, I did not hesitate a moment. Once I started looking through the list, right away there was a couple of titles right at the beginning, and I just immediately went through the whole thing, made some notes, sent him my want list as soon as possible, ASAP, before those other comic junkies in town got wind of things. And I went and picked him up today, made some more sales. We had our weekly Winnipeg Comic Addicts car boot sale out at the mall in the parking lot, socially distanced, masked. Thank you very much. It's a good earn. If you go back into my archives there, Aggressively Relaxing, there's some videos that I did last year about this time. I started making cardboard masks and stuff, and then did some videos, some music videos or noise videos with that stuff. So went and saw the guys today, and then went to see Greg. Sometimes I feel like, he says it's fine. I said to him that I felt a little guilty, that he gives me such good deals, and I got some incredible stuff, and I can't wait to dig in and start reading this. So this will be hopefully a shorter one, as we just kind of blaze through some of these. I'm not a big comic strip collector, but Dashiell Hammett has come up in a conversation with a friend of mine recently, through emails, actually through work emails, and Dashiell Hammett's name came up. Dashiell Hammett, sorry. So this jumped out at me, and I figured I'd give it a shot. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not really well versed in the comic strips themselves, so I will soon be. Let's put those down there. A couple of Valerian books that he had that I haven't double checked yet, but I'm pretty damn sure I don't have them. Welcome to Alpholol, LOL. This is from Dargod, and it's what book number is it? It doesn't have the book number on the front, but anyway, so there's one of those there, and then Heroes of the Equinox. I'm enjoying the couple of Valerian books that I've read. It took me a little bit to get into it, but I am enjoying them, so why not keep up with it? And then another one that I am giving it a second chance. I have book 2 of this, and it was a really dense, difficult read, but this was cheap. I figured I'd give it one more shot. The Adventures of Blake and Mortimer. This is book 1, The Time Trap, from Comcat Comics there. So the one thing that I loved about the first book was the art and the panels. This one has bigger panels. I seem to remember that the other volume that I read was really small panels. It was really dense. But then I turn to a page like this, and I still see it dense with dialogue. Hello, Mr. DaCosta. So that makes me a little nervous. But the book itself, they're beautiful books. The coloring is fantastic. I think it got to a point in the second book when I read it, I just started skimming through the page to get kind of the general sense of what the story was. So there we go. I think this one completes the Astral Adventures of Araco Vargas, the stuff that's in English anyway, I'm pretty sure. This is the Whisperer Mystery. The last book that I read from this series from Dan Torres, it didn't, I don't know, man. There were some things about it that I just didn't like. I understand of the time, that sort of thing, but it just didn't appeal to me. What did appeal to me again, though, was the beautiful art, and specifically the movement, the way he captures movement. like that, for example. That's not the best example, but there was a lot of like body twists and turns and actions that were happening on the page that were really, really impressive. It's beautiful stuff to look at. So again, cheap. Figured I'd give it the final shot. The one that when I posted this on Twitter kind of got everybody's attention, and it sure as hell got my attention when I saw it on his list, just for how fucking difficult it is to find this stuff. Squeak the Mouse. I got a volume of Squeak the Mouse. I want to say there was a couple of books of this, but I don't know exactly how many. And I know that there's also a hardcover collection as well too. And this is, if you've seen the kayfabe videos, they did a good look through all the Squeak the Mouse. I think they looked through the hardcover collection. It's insane. It's fantastic. I'd always heard of it and seen it online and things, but when they posted their video, that was the first time I saw so much of it. And it's just brutal. So that's going to be fun. Silent comic. Looks like what, 12 panel grids the entire way, or 12 panel pages the entire way through. Yeah, it looks like it. So that's very exciting. I'm glad that I found one of those. And again, it's that nice, the Catalan Communications. There is this book, that nice kind of format, that soft cover format. Yeah, man, really hard to find. And when I have seen it, the couple of times that I've thought about getting it, finding it online, it's so goddamn expensive, and then shipping on top of it and everything. Didn't know anything about this one, but I'm on a bit of a Chaykin kick right now. I just got the final issue of Big Black Kiss, and I've been reading some American Flag. So this came up, Alfred Bester's The Stars, My Destination, like a graphic novel. Hello, sleepy reader Damien. Stars, My Destination. It's from Byron Priest and Howard Chaykin. And who's it published by here? What does it say on the side? Baronet. And it's an illustrated novel to some degree, very text heavy with some illustrations by Chaykin. Some pages where there's more kind of panels and that sort of thing, but no word balloons. So we'll see. This kind of thing doesn't always appeal to me, to be honest, but like I said, I wanted to give it a try because Chaykin's got some great art in this one. Movie adaptation. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I had no idea. Another one I took a gamble on. He had a couple of adults only. One of the most, well, there you go. Look at that. Love the original novel. One of the most influential in sci-fi. Well, there you go. One that I took a chance on. I didn't know the artist. The front cover looked fantastic. He had a few things that were adults only, I think 5 or 6 things, and I think I got all of them from his list. This is The Chateau of Delights by Chris DeRuver from Jabberwocky Graphics, a company that I'm not familiar with. This is a very saucy title. And because it's my channel, we'll just have a look inside to some beautiful black and white art, though. And I believe the whole thing is silent as well. But some really good looking stuff there. And again, the stuff that Greg gets in, the collections that he buys, the stuff that people trade in, he's got such a wide variety of stuff, from completely mainstream, Marvel, DC, old and new, to stuff like this, to European and sci-fi and all sorts of crazy things. So that looks pretty great. A couple of, it's rare that it happens, but I'm glad that it does. Let's get those ones together. There was a couple of, here we go, 3, 4, right? Yeah. Before we get to those, actually, one of the other adult things that I got was an issue of Cavalier. And I got it because it has naked ladies in it, but it also has Some Fritz the Cat, a few pages of Fritz in black and white. I think that's it. Is there? Yeah, then another page there. So, you know, again, it was cheap. It's got some Fritz. I figured, why the hell not? What year are we looking at here? June, 60 cents. We're looking at 1968. So volume 18, number 8, June 1968. So that's super cool, man. That's pretty damn excited. Yeah, I had no idea either, Damien. I never knew that. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that he would appear in a magazine such as this, but I won't push it too far. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of great. So Four Winds, which was kind of distributed by Eclipse and Tim Truman's company, I guess. Found another one of the Four Winds titles that I didn't have, called Downtime. And again, kind of this European graphic novel size. Let's find their first names. E. Balkerk and J. Zanotto. Let's see if it has their full names. So it's from 1989. No, they don't. And it looks just freaking gorgeous. This is going to be an exciting read. Oh yeah, hey, Cavalier in the magazine help. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course that makes sense. Absolutely, yeah. I've never actually seen any issues of Help. Maybe I should keep half an eye out for him. So it looks fantastic. And then as I'm kind of getting closer and narrowing in on the Eclipse, some of the ones that are harder to find are more these magazine and graphic novel style issues. And again, don't really have much interest, but it has that Eclipse Books logo on there, so it has to come home with me. And who knows, maybe it will be great. This one looks more like a biography. Doesn't jump out at me as something that'll be enormously interesting, but again, why not? One more down. This one, on the other hand, looks really fantastic. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Hunt Emerson. And it's another Eclipse Books released. And this one looks fantastic. The art style in here is really stellar. It looks like a lot of fun. Very cartoony, very squishy looking faces. Really, really great. Again, it's just a surprise to me when this stuff continues to show up from Eclipse. But this one looks really, really stellar. I'm very excited about that one. So that'll be a damn good read. So this one is Acme Press and Eclipse Books, a Brit underground cartoonist. There you go. I know the name. I don't know what I know him from though. And yeah, they were absolutely trying a lot of different things. They were putting out a whole bunch of stuff. And then this is Into the Shadow of the Sun Rail by Colin Wilson. Again, another one I didn't know anything about. I haven't sat with most of these very closely yet to kind of read even the back cover or anything. But I made some space on my shelf, rearranged some shelves. I'm redoing my boxes. I'm combining. So I'm doing this. I'm putting multiple comics into one bag, and the amount of space that it's saving me in my boxes is unbelievable. I had 4 boxes of, I had 3.5 boxes of Image comics. I now have about two and a bit of Image boxes just by doing that, combining things. So it's giving me a lot more space. I can take some comics that I had on the bookshelf, actually put them in boxes and make some room on the bookshelves. So which is perfect timing for getting all this stuff in instead of things hanging around. Emerson did backup strips recently in Ahoy Comics, Edgar Allan Poe, Snifter of Terror. Okay, great. Yeah, I've seen you show that off. Another Acme Press slash, this time it's slash Fantagraphics Books. And this is Leah, The Confessions of Julius Antoine. In the tradition of Hitchcock and Truffaut comes a terrifying tale of innocence and persecution. Falsely accused of murder, Julius Antoine is brutally branded a child killer, denied justice and friendship. His descent into darkness is as inevitable as it is chilling. A nice uplifting tale then there. Oh, and boobies. So there you go. That's great. A couple from the Erotica imprint. I don't know. It's NBM. Okay, so NBM Erotica. This is The Garden of Desire. This cover, when I was looking up the stuff that I didn't know about, I was just kind of doing some image searches online, and when I saw the cover of this one, I was taken right away. Really, really nice looking. Yeah, all of this stuff. All of this is really on my radar these days. I'm really enjoying this dive into, you know, I guess softcore adult. I don't know what the hell you'd call it. Erotica. I'm digging all this kind of stuff. So that's great. And then when I was telling Gore Vidal about, there was a few volumes of it. It's in a bit of rough shape, but I now have book 1 of the story of O from Erotica again. Greedo Creepax. There's a new Creepax volume that's come out. I think this came out in 3 different books. I don't remember. It might have been 3 books for this story of O. And amazing pages and just full-on adult material. I just finished reading the other Vittorio Giardino book the other day, actually. And this popped up on his list. This is Deadly Dalliance. Yeah. And this is Catalan Communications. This was the Little Eagle artist from that book that I showed off before. Same artist, but this time doing well, I don't know. I haven't read it yet. It looks to me to be more of a story as opposed to short vignettes or whatever. This one is even better than I thought it was going to be when I started flipping through it. This is one of them that I flipped through. This is a Breakthrough, again from Catalan Communications. What do we have? Bilal, Gaiman, Gibbons, Manara, McKean, Moebius, Sienkiewicz, and others. And this looks just stellar. So at the end, we get a brief kind of bio of the writers and artists, and then each artist gets some pages and some samples of their work. So this is Andre Julliard. Here's some Dave Gibbons. Oh, hey, look at that. Here's some more Daniel Torres. Doesn't look familiar to me either. So from another book, Milo Manara. So this is going to be a lot of fun. A little sampling of, you know, a lot of artists that I know, but there's a few names that I have no idea about. So It'll be really fun. Oh, that's right. So, in an unprecedented spirit of cooperation, 27 of the world's best comic artists and writers met the challenge to compile this collection of their unique individual reactions to the destruction of the Berlin Wall and the breakthrough to freedom, which has changed the political map of Eastern Europe. So there you go. There's the description of it. Beautiful stuff. And super excited about this one. It's right near the top of the list. I'm really into Francois Bouc right now. His art style, I think, is it's borderline grisly, and I absolutely love it. This is Billy Budd KGB, and it's a doozy. This is a thick book, and this is also Catalan Communications, right? Yes, Catalan. His art is just stellar. And I believe it's the same writer. I don't have it near me. I'm pretty sure it's the same writer from The Magician's Wife, which I just read the other night. Looks just phenomenal. So that's very exciting. And last, and certainly not least, I can't believe he had these for as cheap as he let them go for me. The first 4 volumes of the complete Little Nemo in Slumberland, in kind of, I don't know, would we say that they're, let's pull out a treasury, Marvel Treasury size? Oh yeah, I'd say so. That's Marvel Treasury size. Just absolutely stunning. I started reading volume 1 this afternoon, got all these books home, opened it up and sat on the couch and started going through them. And man, oh man, I mean, you know, I know that everybody knows. Let me just make some room here. I know that everybody knows, but it's just fucking gorgeous. I was showing it to this book to my wife as well too, and even she was blown away by how good this looked. And considering like this first volume is what, 1905 to 1907. And it is so beautiful, and it's such a good size. Years and years ago, I saw an enormous collection of Little Nemo stuff, beyond ridiculous. Hello, Rickard. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm glad you enjoy. But it was just so unwieldy. This one is a really nice way to present these strips, I guess you call them that. So there's volume number 2, 1907 to 1908. Yeah, it really feels lately, Damien. I'm just absolutely ravenous. 1908 to 1910 for volume 3, and then volume 4 is 1910 to 1911. Like it feels like, you know, the reading obviously ebbs and flows. It goes up and down, and there was a while there where I wasn't reading as much, but I mean, my stack for us to talk about tomorrow, I mean, this is the stuff I've read in the past, you know, 2 weeks, but a lot of that in the past couple of days. So I'm so incredibly excited about all this stuff. And the other thing is, it's hard not to grab this stuff. What do I got? 3 minutes here till I have to go check on the meal. It's hard to pass this stuff up. Like, again, you know, Greg is a fantastic human being. First of all, he's a really nice guy. And we were actually sitting and chatting about this because he's gone about a month where he hasn't really done much reading in this past month, because he's a pretty voracious reader as well too. But he said he was just reading so much there for a bit that he just started feeling like his brain was just full and he just needed to step away from it. So it's the same kind of thing. It just, when you have so much exciting stuff like this coming into the house, it's hard not to just get excited and read it. And it's what's so fun about this. And I mean, I'm excited by newer comics and stuff for sure. It's still fun to go to the shop, but and see that stuff on a weekly basis, some of the books that I'm picking up. But this is a different kind of excitement, seeing this type of stuff come through the door. Ordering from these small press and indie publishers, that's the stuff that really, like, deep down excites me a lot. So it's really hard not to, as soon as I open something up, sit and just read it, because it's fucking amazing stuff. It's so much fun. I just finished this not too long ago, Bloody Stumps Samurai, and it's unbelievable. I would highly recommend. So that little face right there, if you can see, it's not going to focus. It's a Retrofit Comics. They have a website. Strongly urge you to spend the $20 and get that book. It's phenomenal. I'm just reading the back matter. I'm done one of the essays, about to read the second essay. Just a phenomenal book. But I mean, it's just, there's so much good stuff coming in the door. I can't stop myself from devouring it. I sat here last night for hours and I read a bunch of stuff, and especially the stuff that I was getting yesterday. Some of it is pretty quick reading too. It's not like it's exactly dense. And that was the other thing that I'm starting to find out. There's a few people here in town. There's not a lot of them that are into indie stuff. I started posting some of this stuff on the Winnipeg Comics group, and there was a couple of guys that commented on it. So one of the things I think I want to look into, I don't know how realistic it is yet, but one of the things I'd like to look into, I made a post about it on the site, on the Facebook group as well, if anybody would be interested, if I started trying to bring some of this in, because you can't really get it anywhere here. You do have to get it mailed in. So I might start looking at some of these indie publishers and small press publishers, see what kind of options they have, if they have any sort of options for distribution where they can make me some sort of a deal, where I can get some of these comics in and kind of sell them, to people, not for the point of making money, but just kind of helping distribute this stuff, because there are a few people that have responded to those posts, just in a real, positive way. So I think that there would be a very small market for it, and who knows, maybe that could kind of grow a little more. So I may start digging into that with places like Drippy Bone and Birdcage Bottom and Retrofit, etc. Just see what kind of options they have, and then going to some of these other places like this really easy press that put out this detective double digest. They have a lot of books on their site, so maybe reaching out to places like that, because this was such a fun book, actually pretty well written too, to be honest. So we'll see. And a guy like this, I was checking out his website. This is book 16 of his series, and the other ones sell out immediately. I managed to get 2 more from him, 2 other issues. So a guy like this, keeping an eye on, and when new stuff comes out, trying to work out some sort of deal to bring multiple copies in that then I can kind of distribute amongst the local addicts. Thanks very much. That was the alarm going off. I got to check on the dinner. Tomorrow we're on Larasa's channel. She's going to be our host for our Sunday chat. 2:30, 3-ish, sometime around there. It'll be me. It'll be Damien. It'll be Rasa. Scott Connor, how are you, man? I'm just saying goodbye. So we'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Thanks, everybody.